that?
Just providing a service to the community.
Okay. We have a no soliciting policy here, so.
I thought soliciting is
No,
selling.
no,
Because we're not asking for money.
doesn't matter.
Okay, sorry.
You don't see that in North Carolina every day.
Okay, success.
All in a day's work, it's a wrap. This is the story of two brothers who grew up in the mountains of New England in the little town of Unity, New Hampshire. Their parents, Bev and Gary, met when Gary sold Bev some marijuana back in 1972. So needless to say, their children were destined for greatness, or madness. Either way, one thing was for sure. Their lives would not be normal. One such thing was their odd obsession with independent music.
Just give me indie rock! Started back in '83. Started seeing things differently. And hardcore wasn't doing it for me, no. Started smoking pot. Thought things sounded better slow. Much slower, heavier. Black magic melody to sink this.
Hi, we're the Condon brothers. That's Condon with an N. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Tim.
And we're gonna take you on a musical journey of our 20-plus year obsession with underground music.
Rock and roll genius right the middle of the road. Milk that sound and blow your load. Soon it's further than you ever said it'd go. 4 stars from the Rolling Stone. Oh, sludge rock. It's harsh.
This is underground music. You might not like it, you might not love it, you might hate it, but it will touch you in a way that you are not prepared for.
We found something that we're like totally connect to because we're not normal human beings at all.
What the hell is that shit? This whole film started because I saw that Phil Elverum was playing in Asheville, North Carolina. So I called Tim and said, you know, we should go and film it, do an interview with him. So I tried to think of something interesting that would make him want to do it. So I wrote him an email saying, we're doing a film about the aesthetics of art and nature and music. And he emailed me back and said, sure, that sounds cool. So, you know, we went and did the interview. It was great. When we got back, I took in all the footage, put it together, a little segment about 10 minutes long, mailed it to Phil, and he loved it. So that really made us realize we should do something bigger than just one interview. So that's when it mushroomed into this whole project of underground music through the years from our perspective.
whispering a spell on me until I heard, and now I see shapes in the low light, the earthquakes in the twilight. I see flames in my calm life, I hear the wind's dark blowing.
My name's Phil Elverum. I'm from a town called Anacortes, Washington, and I make music and art under the name Mount Erie. Once when I was walking down the road in the middle of the night, singing a little song to myself that goes, I will find you, I will find you, I will find you, I will find you. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and I have always lived there. And I make the art and music that I make for mysterious reasons. So I don't know how they influence each other, because it just comes out that way. It's not a deliberate thing. Maybe it doesn't affect it at all. I bet it does, though, because people always ask me about that. Or people seem to think that my work is related to the place where I'm from, which it is, yeah. Sometimes it's deliberate. I don't know. I guess the answer is I don't know. Then all of a sudden there was a light, and I saw my shadow on the ground. I thought a car was coming behind me. I turned around and there was no car. It was me revealed in moonlight. I'm hesitant to see myself do things that are like escapist, nature-focused work. It's true that a lot of my songs and art is using like the vocabulary of rocks and wind and mountains and bullshit like that. I hope that I'm getting at something more intangible and emotional, I guess, using those tools as like poetic metaphors. I don't know why I use those things. I guess they are more meaningful to me than singing about, I don't know, people, humans. I've never really been that interested or attentive to other people.
We're on a road trip up north to trace our roots back to the early days of punk rock and other things. Talk to some old friends, go to some places we haven't been to in a long, long time.
Where's the first place we're going, Aaron? What's the thing you've been talking about the most?
Getting to memes. First thing we're gonna do is go to our grandmother's house, sit on the front porch where our grandfather, Peachy, used to drink Miller Lite. So we're gonna drink some Miller Lite in honor of him to start off our journey in style.
I can't wait.
Peachy,
We figured that we would sit here and have a couple beers in memory of our grandfather. Here's to you, Pepe.
It's good. It's really good. A longtime K Records family member is Carl Blau. We caught up with him in Greensboro, North Carolina, to see what he's up to these days.
Slow down, Joe. Oh, it's a magical way to go.
Okay, this is Carl Blau. I am former dishwasher, and then I washed enough dishes where I felt like I should go further than dishes. I have to push this forward at you. It's gonna be uncomfortable.
So how did you first get into underground music?
Yeah, you were telling me about how Jay Mascis got you into, I think the Red Hot Chili Peppers got me into underground music, which is funny because they're like, you know, not an underground band, but they would talk about some more underground bands in their songs like Fishbone and Firehose and Thelonious Monster, and, you know, in that one song.
Yeah.
And so I got into like Firehose a lot after that, and that's Mike Watt, which is like Minutemen, just stumbling across Black Flag and, you know, Dead Milkman, like you're saying.
Do you feel that the environment that you were raised in, living in the Northwest, do you think that influences your music at all?
Yeah, definitely. When I'm home, I'm out walking in the woods. You know, my wife drags me out into the woods like almost every day. It's really inspirational, definitely, and it's just so quiet out there, you know, and I can listen to my mind, and I can get another infinite amount of ideas out there in the wilderness for sure.
What do you want for the future of Carl Blau and the music that you put out? What's the direction you want to do in the future?
You know how like Jamaica put the bass drum on the 3 and it was just like a whole new world, and I'm trying to figure out a new world with music, you know, just like something else. I want people to move. If you want to be the best beggar you can, you have to go out to the people, you know? Yeah, I don't know, future music. I want to just be like doing as many different things as possible.
This is the most fun I've had in a long, long time.
In a long time.
We had a record night with me, Aaron, Will, and Matt. You get together with your friends and everyone brings a record and you play it and have a good time, drink some beers, share it with each other. I think it's a good idea and I think everyone should do it. It's fun.
And
builds little by little. It starts off a little bit slow, it gets louder and louder, and then it goes to craziness. Like right now it's like low, but you feel it's coming. It's like a tsunami. It's coming, people. Get ready. Put duct tape over your windows, because it's coming. Okay, I'll put duct tape over my windows, but I don't know what else to do. Okay, here it comes.
This is Black Mountain. The first track is basically like Lou Reed. It's slapdash pop, but you know, lackadaisically delivered. The second one, all of a sudden the band decides that they're Black Sabbath and they've done more drugs than the band had originally. But not the kind that make you angry, the kind that make you lazy. So this is what it sounds like.
It's my turn to spin some shit.
Tim, the camera loves you.
And I have 2 records here, but the first one I want to play is a blessing. So.
From the Lord?
Yeah. You either skip a turn, and I get to play 2 songs, or
skip a turn.
I skip both turns and you guys get to play songs, but you'll never hear these songs. Never! Raise your hand if you want to hear them. Okay, I do.
Is that
that's a yes?
Unanimous. 2 yeses?
3. When we started, she asked about me. What did you see in her eyes? That's gonna be gay as shit. Gay as shit!
So it started with punk rock and skateboarding. And then it was Dinosaur Jr. was the next big like light bulb that went off. Oh, this is the sound. And then it was Sebadoh. And then it was Will Oldham. And then it was Guided by Voices. And then it was the Microphones and Little Wings. And then it was the Brooklyn scene. And then it was Experimental Noise. So it's like we're always progressing for that sound. This is it. This is it. What's feeding me now? Our friend Josh Schwartwood sent us a link to some bands to check out, and one of them was the Beach Fossils. And so I went on their MySpace and immediately loved the songs and just kept listening to it over and over. And then I found out they were playing in Harrisonburg, Virginia, so we made plans right away to go film the show and do interviews. So we went there and the show was just amazing. A lot of energy.
When we got to the show, we found out that the old drummer from Waves was the one that was putting the show on, and he said that we could do the interview at his house. So we went to his house and interviewed all 3 bands and went till about 4:30 in the morning. And then we went back to the hotel room and we ate bananas and then went to bed.
We all live in Brooklyn. Well, I don't know. Some of us are.
You kind of Cole's kind of like a nomad.
Yeah. Cole lives on some couches. We live in New York City, and the name of the band is Beach Fossils. Usually, like I'll wake up and I'll have a riff in my head or something. And so I'll just start recording on that. I'll record that, and by the time I'm done recording the first riff, I've already got the whole song playing out in my head. So I usually finish everything in one sitting. If I don't, then I'll never get back to it. So I have to finish it right there, or it's nothing. But I mean, we've all been writing stuff together now. It's coming along really well. All the bands that I played in before, it was always kind of like
a lot of it was really abrasive, so I was just always moving around and doing whatever. And when we started this band, I figured like when we played the shows, I would just be going nuts all over the stage regardless, because that's just, I can't even help it, you know, that's what I do. But luckily I met the right people that wanted to do the same thing, so it's like we get up there and we all feel it, we all move. It's kind of freaking me out because there's like too much, you know, good stuff. It's like almost everything I read says something positive. I'm like, yeah, it feels like I feel like I'm about to be hit with a shitstorm or like some bad stuff soon or something. You know, it's like everybody's been enjoying it so much, but I don't know. I feel like the songs are really minimal, and I feel like when you stick to something minimal, there's kind of less to argue about. You know, it's just. That's it. That's all there is to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. At first they were saying like it was a summertime fad or summertime music or something like that, or lumping us in with the whole lo-fi movement, which like all is kind of real pathetic, because it's like this is just songs that we want to do. It doesn't matter, like the quality is just like, you know, songs we listen to from whenever, something like that. We just like the way it sounds.
Are you recording right now?
Yep.
Oh, we'll rewind it.
We went to go see my good friend Nate Brennan in North Adams, Massachusetts, to play some music, reminisce about the good old days, and most importantly, to talk about underground music.
Tim, shut that door behind you, would you? Thanks.
Well, we're here in North Adams, Massachusetts with good friend Nate Brennan, who we met in high school, Claremont, New Hampshire, probably 1989 at soccer practice. You invited me over to skate your spine ramp and just started going over there every weekend, raiding your parents' liquor basket.
Every Friday night, and then Saturday night, and then it started to turn into more nights. Once you started coming over, it was like this magnetism, man, especially with this skating thing.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
And then I moved down south, but we kind of...
I was so bummed, man, when you moved.
Yeah, I was too.
Our phone bills went up then.
Yeah. But we kind of progressed along similar lines, and then talk a little bit about getting into Sebadoh and what happened with that whole explosion.
You and Tim brought me to Plan 9 Records.
Yeah.
Over in Charlottesville, or
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
And you or Thomas or Tim or somebody said, dude, have you heard Sebadoh? This was in like 91. It was like, or 92. It was right when Smash Your Head had come out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, that sounds really good. And then someone was listening to like Freed Weed and all this. And I was like, what's going on here? And so I ended up buying it and bringing it back to New Hampshire. And everybody's like, what's this all about? And then it just spread like wildfire, like the whole DIY underground, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Do it yourself, record into a Walkman kind of thing took off. It really like showed that there was possibilities of like, there was no limits on what could be done and where it could be done and how it could be done.
Yeah.
You know, it's like really mind blowing.
What started that for us was there was a show on MTV called 120 Minutes.
That's right.
Where they showed a little more underground stuff, and I saw the Thumb video, Dinosaur Jr.
Uh-huh.
So I'd record it, and then the next day, kind of fast forward through the good stuff, and I let Tim hear it, and we were both like, we have got to find this.
There never really is a good time.
So then from there, getting into Sebado, and you're right, it was like this thing, wow, we can just record in our bedroom and put this stuff out. You don't have to get signed.
Right, yeah.
You don't have to go into a studio.
But yeah, man. You know, like I've been for the past few just like really into like the noise, like a lot of noise music, which noise, whatever. I don't even like calling it noise because some of it's, I don't think noise at all. But it's interesting how it all comes from that same seed, I think.
Yeah.
You know, of just the love for it.
Nate and I lived together for a short time in 1995. We lived over a bar in East Hampton, Massachusetts called the Brass Cat. Unable to find jobs, we stole and scrounged to buy liquor and heroin. This was the darkest chapter in our lives. And I also think that time, like our lives were just spinning out of control.
Big time.
You know, with the drugs and the alcohol. And
the
that
first
became
thing
the
we did
focus.
was you drove up from Virginia. Must have taken you 12 hours, at least. And then you walked in, and we jumped back in the car 5 minutes later to drive to New York City.
To get heroin.
To get 10 bags of dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Little dig, baby. This is where it all happened. This is where we entered the bowels of hell, came out alive, on our hands and knees.
It's not like the love or like the instillment of music and art or whatever was like gone. It was just like so overshadowed by doing all that, and you know, it was just like, you know, the new kind of focus. And but luckily, you know, we keep each other alive and make it out the other end, you know.
Yeah.
And which is a blessing in itself, and not to have those vices anymore like that.
I mean, it would be awesome if you could go to college and be a graphics major and just Xerox stuff and make mixtapes for your friends. I mean, that would be great, but it's never going to happen. I mean, it could. I don't know, Barack Obama, if you're listening, give me money to go to school for mixtapes. But you're not listening, Barry. Smoking a Newport, thinking about Iran.
Our voyage led us to Charlottesville, Virginia, to speak with a southern man from Alabama about the countryside of things.
My name is Matthew Hauk. I'm from Alabama. This project I'm in is called Phosphorescent.
Mama, there's wolves in hell. And Mama, they won't let me out.
I think whatever you do in life inevitably comes through what you create, be it, you know, music or whatever. So like we just said before, it's always kind of a response to the environment that you're in. But once it's there, then it feels like you should do something with it. And so you try to find some time to make it worth a shit.
Their faces are all snowy and white. They bury their paws in the stone.
I don't feel that good if I'm not doing something like that. You know, it starts to feel like you're neglecting something that is important. It feels worse to let that slump happen than to work. You know, it just feels good to work and do something. So it's not all that hard to stay on it. You know, or shit, it is too though. You know how it is. But yeah, you know, I don't know. It feels good to work. You know, you get really excited about the things you're making, and and you just want to keep doing it. Willie asked us to come play Farm Aid, which was a honor. But yeah, no, before that I had not had any idea that record had reached his ears, but got a surprise phone call from him, which was a total knock you off your feet kind of thing, to have Willie Nelson call you up and tell you that he really loves the record of songs that you made. And yeah, it's been a real sort of affirming experience for all that, it's been great. Yeah.
But all the reasons to quit, they don't have number. Oh, all the reasons why. So we keep smoking, we keep drinking, we're having fun, but never thinking, laughing at the price tags every day. We keep rolling down the fast lane like we're young men, feeling no pain. But the reasons to quit, they're getting bigger every day.
I came up with only really kind of country, mainstream country music. I didn't come across, what would be considered independent music. I mean, growing up in Alabama, this is like before the internet was a tool, so I didn't even know of any independent label bands or any of that whole scene, really even all of college music, until later on in life, and then discovered all these amazing bands that are in this sort of world. It's really rare that a song can get to me when there's no sort of substance to it lyrically. But more and more, I'm also really into that's sort of like a little magic trick that happens when you're dealing with sound. It's been a really sort of exciting thing to get more clear about what you're doing with sound itself, and being able to use that in a way that I think ultimately makes everything more effective.
Some of the most unappreciated people in the underground music world are independent record store owners who day after day sell, promote, and discuss music with a wide range of people, from the casual customer to the obsessed music freak. Two such superheroes are Matt and Mark of Harvest Records in Asheville, North Carolina.
Matt and I were friends, I guess started kind of through the radio station, the college radio station, and we were not only, becoming good friends and obviously talking about music all the time and going to shows and booking shows. So as college went along, we kind of just threw around the idea of opening a store somewhere, just living the dream somewhere, somehow.
We just kind of, just went for it, didn't really look back. I mean, I think we were even, when we first opened, it was just kind of like, all right, if we're open for 6 months, a year, at least we did it for 6 months or a year and just full throttled it, didn't have to work for someone. And could just enjoy, the time we had with it. And that was, over 5 years ago. So
we know that, thousands of record stores are closing all across the country and the world, and no one's buying CDs, everyone's downloading this and that, and whatever. Let's just do. We still buy those things, so we know there's people out there that will too. So
yeah.
Sorry.
Like that's someone ordering a CD right
now.
That's...
Someone can come in here and we can start talking about Magnolia Electric Company, and then we'll start talking about their divorce very quickly after. And maybe they're not getting that with the guy selling fish tanks at Walmart or whatever.
People want to interact. People want to have friends. People want to, do the, very natural, communal things. And when you start to eliminate those from possibilities in modern society, then they really latch on to these situations where it's small, intimate, and someone actually gives a shit, you know?
Speaking of giving a shit, we met up with Christmas Island, the post-punk trio from Southern California, to discuss everything from cheap beer to 401ks.
We're Christmas Island from San Diego, California. I'm Brian.
Lucy.
And Craig. Lucy and I had already been dating for a while at that point, and I'd been doing a lot of recordings on my 4-track and kind of just making music on my own, and it just made sense, really. It was like, why aren't we playing music together, So we played music together.
In my bedroom.
We're doing more stuff than me and Lucy could do, so it was just like, who are we gonna ask? Oh yeah, Craig. Who else would we ask? I don't know.
He kind of briefly mentioned once, oh, we're kind of goofing around, doing some stuff. And I didn't think about it, and 3 months went by, and then the MySpace popped up, and there were songs. And I was like, holy shit. And they were really good songs, but I was like, I had no idea.
I was on the internet or something, and I saw the name, and I was just kind of like, wow, Christmas Island, it just sounds really magical or something, it sounds, I don't know. There's 2 Christmas Islands. There's one off the coast of Australia, and then there's one in the Pacific Ocean where the British tested nuclear bombs in the 60s, I think. So that just, kind of sealed the deal for me. I was like, oh cool, it's this magical place that's kind of fucked up in a way. Well, I think the greatest hope that any musician or artist period could have is to be able to support yourself doing that, because that's the only thing I fucking love. That's the only thing I want to do is make music. But it's that too, because I want the taste of the regular life. I want the fucking health benefits and the 401k and the babies.
Suburban home.
No 401k, that's bullshit.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what that means. It's just meaningless numbers and a letter after it. Sounds cool. Sounds like it does something.
So we just drove from Meme's house and we're headed to Unity. And actually we're in Unity right now. and we're gonna film where we grew up and where we went to school and all that good stuff.
This is where we went to school, Unity Elementary School. Grades 1 through 8 and only like less than 100 kids. And the one and only curb that we used to skate is at this school. There's no street lights, there's no sidewalks, there's one store, and there's not even any gas here anymore. So that's about it. We're gonna look around some. This is the house where we grew up. We're afraid to go knock on the door and ask if we can film because they've got big trucks and stuff. And it's starting to rain. There's 2 cars in the driveway. Nobody came to the door. But that's pretty expectable. Is that a word, expectable?
I don't know.
This
Doesn't
is
sound right.
northern hospitality.
Got to Brooklyn, and we're gonna go inside of Brooklyn Phono. They're gonna show us how records are made, and hopefully get some free stuff. That's it.
So the typical workflow with the labels, as soon as we get the audio, we pre-listen to it and analyze what do we need to do with the audio in order to fit it into the format. Basically, it's the levels, limiting the high frequencies, centering the low band. Once we meet those conditions, right, we do a test cut to see how well the record is playing, and from there we cut a lacquer. And then once the lacquer is cut, it ships to a plating facility in New Jersey, right, where they do the metals out of the lacquers. So that's pretty much it on this end.
So these are how we get the stampers back from the plater. You don't want to touch the groove at all. It's completely flat. And we have to put in the former so that it fits our presses. All presses are different. Air controlled. Just form the edges so it'll fit on the press.
I'm recycling records from 5 years ago. I need a little material, and if you leave your records here too long, this is what will happen. So, no hard feelings. What I was doing over there was the recycling, and you can see it landing here. That little bit is white, and if you look over there, you can see some red hiding. So there's going to be a little bit of smoke on these labels. We'll see it move now. Everything will trickle down. There they go. I think another 15 seconds, the press will go up. I need to lock it down, and then we can close it and see how it starts. That should be okay. Magic. Well, not magic. Science. Not magic. But it's good fun, and somebody's going to really enjoy this. I know that, they're all getting a lot of love. So, I'm very happy to do this for everyone.
Well, we just got out of Brooklyn Phono. We saw how records were made, met some really nice people, learned a lot, and best of all, got a
boatload of free vinyl. Top of the stack, new Woods album. Hasn't even come out in the stores yet. So we're really psyched about that. And now we don't even have to go record shopping.
Well, we still will, though.
Of course. One such band whose first release was pressed at Brooklyn Phono are four young chaps hailing from the Garden State of New Jersey. They are known as Real Estate.
Me, Matt, and Bleeker we played a lot of music together in high school, and then we all, obviously went off to college and kind of kept in touch and I feel like it was always a thing that we always knew we would kind of start a band together because we all knew we would move home at some point after college. So after I graduated and moved back to New Jersey, that all happened at the same time with the three of us, and then I started recording some songs with Matt, and then Etienne and Bleeker got involved in the summer of '08. So that was the time when a lot of the songs that we play now, we've written some since then. Those songs were kind of written then.
We all play music together, and we'd be like, we just need to get signed.
Yeah.
That was the verb that we would use. If we get signed, then people will hear our music.
And then,
and it evolves, and you realize, that you could, release your own music, or, you could make that happen, for yourself.
How did you guys get hooked up with Woodsist?
I saw Woods play in Vermont when I was in college, and talked to them, and then I emailed him the label sending him music, or Real Estate's music, and then he seemed pretty interested, and then we played a show with them, and then he's a really nice guy, and then he just kind of asked us after we got a little bit of press going, pretty early on. And then it worked out really well, because they put out a bunch of good records, kind of right around the time that we were putting on we were making our record, and it was it felt like that, this was when his label is changing into a more song-oriented label than it was before. It was a lot more kind of weirder stuff that he put out.
Real estate.
Well, first I wanted the band to be Real Estate, with the accent on the estate. As opposed to Real
That's
Estate.
true. That's how we actually pronounce the band name is
Real Estate.
Estate.
Like Real Estate, as opposed to like
that.
an unreal estate, or like like
It's
a house that actually exists.
You can only pronounce it one way. We don't like put any punctuation or anything because we like it to be like a secret code of the true the true people know about that our real band name is Real Estate.
Well, there's no pause there. It's just,
Real
estate. It's just real estate as
Real
opposed to
estate.
real estate.
Real estate.
Yeah.
That's funny.
There. Russian. Yes. You're Russian, aren't you? That's what I thought. Now, pick up that rock. Go ahead, pick it up. Now, feels pretty heavy, does it not? Well, it should. Now, drink from that cup.
We decided to come to Panther Falls. We're here with my brother's kids, Ocean and Kana, listening to Soft Power, and we thought it would be fun, a good weekend to come up here and take the kids out camping. My grandmother passed away about a week ago, so we were up north again for that, and just needed to get away. So here we are drinking beer and listening to Kyle Field and having fun with my brother's kids.
Empire! Empire! I am going to shoot you! I am going to shoot you!
We're just having fun out in the wild. It's a beautiful night. There's lots of trees and bugs and artifacts left by the Indians.
Why are you rubbing your knees?
I'm rubbing my thesaurus bone.
Looks like you're touching your guineas.
Approximately 2 weeks ago, we went to visit Ron Schneiderman of Sunburn Hand of the Man and Spirit of War Records in Brattleboro, Vermont, and we entered into his time machine, which he built in the backyard of his house out of sticks. And ever since then, things have been a little different. It threw us 45 minutes into the future, which is not the future you think of when you think of time machines. You think of them throwing you way into the future where cars are flying and there's spaceships. But 45 minutes is just enough to mess it all up. And so ever since then, things have been a little strange, a little out of sorts. So Ron, I want to thank you for giving us the technology to create time and rearrange lives corrupted by time travel.
What were we talking about? See, now I'm getting close to past my lunch, so I'm going to get delirious. For anybody who's in view of or in earshot of or in the presence of or participating in or around anything having to do with Sunburn playing live, for me, I've found that I get what I bring to it. Whatever I bring to it, I'm gonna go away with. Not from any discussion or tenet or concept or idea, just through its sheer sort of like longevity and experience and history and example, we could say. There shouldn't be any sort of like demonstration that negates anything. It should be about that. Like the experience should be open. It's like it should be as normal as whatever you need to do wherever you are. Whether that's go to work or get drunk or sit at home, or it should be able to be transferred and translated like that, because there isn't supposed to be any sort of, or not that there. It's hard. You get into the semantic thing, and you got to get beyond the words again, and it's kind of hard to do. But it just needs to be how you are today, right now, here. And let that be okay. And there you are, and there you go, and that's what it is. And if I decide I can't deal with it, then I'm gonna exhibit that. But that's what you hope people can get, So, I mean, nobody's offering any more than that. And that's why I could say like every show to me feels like it's got a place, in the pantheon of Thanksgivings, And Thanksgiving kind of like transposed over Easter kind of thing, You have the two season changes like against each other or something. Something like that. Not over, but sort of like intertwined. I don't want no above, below, above thing. I don't want that. It's like this type of thing. So, I don't know.
After we interviewed Ron Schneiderman in Brattleboro, Vermont, he mentioned somebody named Abby that we should interview. She was interesting, and so we said okay, but we didn't even know who she was or anything about her. But then come to find out, she is the one who did the book Punk House, which Thurston Moore edited. And so, she talked to us about her book and how that came to be, and just a really cool person.
I'm always really interested in where people live and how they live that make art and interesting things. All of this led to going to punk houses. And I drove across the country with my friend Tim and went to like 65 houses in 20 states. And then we published a book of this journey. And it was a lot of like places that had living room shows, or bands lived together, or they were like anarchists or activists living together, people that were sort of defining what it is to, who defining themselves and figuring out who they were, with their friends and with like-minded people, and that, found each other and like formed their own sort of like family units, kind of like sort of nomadic family units. So anyway, so it's just here, and I was trying to edit the whole thing, and was pretty miserable and exhausted. And my friend Dave Sweet Apple, he was like, well, let's just call people. Let's see how do people publish books? How do you do this? And so then we called Thurston and Kim's house, and they were interested, or Thurston was interested, and we set up a meeting, and I printed out a few pictures, and I couldn't get into the right pictures on my computer, all these problems. But he got the gist of my idea and what I'd made. We published the book in 2007, and it was awesome. It was great. It actually worked. Like it kind of freaked me out. It's like you can concentrate on a project and make up a dream project, and then like it actually can happen. It was like a lesson for me, and sort of like my immediate friends were just like, whoa, you can make something happen for real, like whatever it is. Like you can manifest destiny. It's highly important, and it makes life worth living, basically.
The most important thing that I take is so that I don't go crazy. I take one of those every day. Start over. The first thing that I take is so that I don't go crazy. This is my all-natural happy pill, which I don't even know if it works, but I take it anyway. Then I take my antibiotic for the rabies that I got from being bit by a cat. Then I take this whole food supplement. It is called Juice Plus, and it's so that I don't get cancer from smoking cigarettes. And there's a lot of these. Then follow me over to the refrigerator. This is my Zango juice. I'm supposed to take 2 shots of it 6 times a day. No, 3 times a day. But I just drink it out of the bottle. It's a natural anti-inflammatory. It was for when I had a bad back, but it's also really good for you. And hopefully all this is doing something. And that's it. That's my life in a nutshell.
I'm from Montevideo, Uruguay, and I play guitar and I sing in the band. The name of our band is called The Beats.
I'm Trevor McAvoy, I play the bass.
Eli Whitney, I play the drums.
My name's Matthew, I draw pictures for The Beats.
And I've been playing music for a long time. Whenever we had 2 bands that didn't really work out, and then we decided to do something else, and that came to be The Beats, and then we met Jacob. write the songs myself, but then I bring them and we work them out. They're like pretty much already set up by the time I bring them, but we always work parts out and we practice them until we find the sound we like. I have songs that don't really fit the sound of the band, so I don't bring them over. But the ones that I think that would fit the band, yeah, they usually just go. It just flows naturally. Yeah, we play them like 1 time, 2 times, and then I think they're ready to go.
We wanted to name it The Something. That was like what we were sure about, and I guess Juan was in his kitchen and he saw a can of beets. And he was like, the beets, that sounds good. That was pretty much, pretty simple.
I get really inspired by mainly other bands and also by the way I feel and about my friends and my family and things around my neighborhood. Yeah.
I feel like English is, even though you speak English really well, I feel like it's still like your second language. And like you think of words different than like I think anybody else would think of words.
The lyrics are right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Definitely.
I will go without you! Thank you!
In 1989, Tim and I went to a Red Sox game with our parents. Not only did they lose, but when we got home we realized that our parents had thrown away all of our cassettes and posters, like Metallica and the Misfits, because they said it was of the devil. So we didn't speak to our parents for weeks. But then my dad felt guilty, and he built us a skateboard ramp in the backyard.
We're in Lynchburg, Virginia. We moved here when Aaron was in 9th grade and I was in 6th grade. And like we've said before, we were into skating and all that stuff, but even then, if we wanted to get a good tape, we had to either order it or,
drive an hour.
Exactly. So years and years later, Speaker Tree Records opened up, which is owned by Blair Amberly, and it was just a dream come true to have a place that takes me, 5 minutes to drive there. It's just nice to have someone local that's into the same kind of music that we're into.
I was a school teacher. I taught 4th grade in Charlottesville and then 3rd grade in Durham, North Carolina, and had a pretty rough experience in Durham and knew that I needed something different. And the idea to start a record store came up, and I was thinking, all right, I was looking at a few different places, mostly bigger cities that already had music scenes, that already had record stores. Thinking about those types of places and being a place that I wanted to live, and I ultimately landed on Lynchburg, which everyone was very surprised by and kind of thought that was the craziest move I've ever made. I mean, this store was just a shell with peeling paint on the walls and really ratty floors, and it was pretty much, the lighting was totally different, and it was pretty much 2 months of hard work on the store space and also the inventory. and from the point of getting the loan, and it just kind of happened. I think the ones that are run as a labor of love and where you can tell that the people that are working there are crazy about that music. And if they didn't have that store, they would be working in another store, or they would be working another job to afford them to be able to still buy those records. And they're basically running these stores and opening these stores because they have to. It's a calling, or it's something that they need to do. And that's what happened with me. It was something that I threw around a bunch of ideas, and I was looking at it. I'm a very, rational person, and I knew that I had a son, and at the time I had a family to support. So it wasn't something that I was going to just go into and say, I'm happy living at the poverty level and being really simple in my spending to make this work, but something that I felt like I just had to do. And if I didn't, I would probably regret it my whole life that I didn't give it a shot.
So obviously we, listen to records all the time, but a big part of it, I would say, is something that happens in our households every night. It's become quite a routine that every night around 5 o'clock you open your first cold beer and you go in the living room, pick out some records and start playing them, and it always leads to dancing.
My kids are huge Michael Jackson fans, so I have to hide my Michael Jackson records and put on something else that you can still dance to. Because I love Michael Jackson, but you can only take so much of that. But they'll find it. They always find the record and make me put it on, so by that time I'm usually game for a little off the wall. So it's like instilling our passion in our kids at a young age, and something that they can always remember as they grow up. One band that my daughter and I love to dance to is Lake from Olympia, Washington on K Records.
Could you just say your name, the band you're in, and...
Yeah, my name's Eli and I'm in Lake. We're from Washington State, Whidbey Island, Washington. Me and Ashley met through Lindsay, who's in drums a lot for the band, and just started recording, and it really worked easily, really quickly.
So how did you get into underground music, and what was the scene that really got you excited about doing your own music and stuff like that?
Oh, like Nirvana, Nirvana, and my uncle gave me a Dinosaur Jr. tape, Green Mind, and that was really cool. And I started getting a feel for that stuff, and then for a little while in the 90s, music was really, Sonic Youth was mainstream for a little while, and then through them you got into other bands like Eric Stripp and Dinosaur Jr. and Sebadoh and Daniel Johnston and Beck, and it was pretty natural, It was an easy time to slip into the underground stuff, because it was not underground for a little while. Sebadoh had a hit, Rebound.
Yeah.
So I saw them on Conan O'Brien. I was already a fan, but it was at the time it was almost mainstream.
Looking for approval, easily impressed.
So what do you see for the future of Lake? What do you want to happen? What do you hope will happen in the future of your band?
Oh, I don't know, just stay healthy and happy. Like, get along, not force anything. Keep making albums. We're lucky that we all get along pretty well. It seems to not ever completely fall apart.
Whenever I sit down and listen to a record, I always have the cover on my lap, and I'm always like, you know, as I'm listening to music, I will like pull out the artwork or, you know, the stuff, you know, the lyrics and stuff, and I'm always looking through it, and it completes it for me. We also love making covers. For me, I love doing that as much as I love playing music.
This pitch is called Don't Burn the Rope with the Cock and the Smoke.
We went to DC to film Woods. It was the last band that we were going to shoot for this documentary. Just so happens that our cousin Stevie lives there, so we got to hang out with him. The show was at the Rock and Row Hotel in DC, and it was just a phenomenal show. We both were blown away.
My name's G. Lucas Crane. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm in Woods. And I play tapes. It's a very organic beginning. Like, they're my friends. Like, I've known them for a long time. We've known each other for a long time, and it's kind of this fun Brooklyn barbecue collective going on where everybody runs around and you know, we're all kind of just jamming out and stuff. And it kind of I want to talk about the word. I want to say the word organic. I just want to throw it out there. It's my 10-penny word. That's what happened. So here I am 10 years later, and You know, we're playing music together on stage, lit and amplified. So it's like, what does band do? What does band do? How does band? So, you know, like all these interviews are like, so band? Anyway, so yeah, that's it, sort of. I'm friends with them. We're all friends. The singer started a label, tape label, Fucking Tapes, and then he created a name and an imprint and a totem to put out more vinyl and stuff like that, and like larger albums. That was Woodsist. And you know, Brooklyn is like a very fecund environment, very fertile, lots of people running around. You know, when you agree and you're all like going to the same shows and stuff, you just kind of find each other. So I think that's kind of what happened. Also, the internet. You can find bands on the internet, and they just have a MySpace page, but they're geniuses. And if you manage to find them and put their records out and give them to a wider audience, so he just has great taste, and he's always like finding the stuff that the kids are gonna like. So it's been a wild ride, which is like a very my favorite cliched quote. It's been a long, strange trip. I don't even like know where I like don't know anything. I don't even know my own name. I told you my name, but it's like that wasn't me talking. I've been in a car for a long damn time.
Songwriting process with Woods, how does that happen?
I am not going to tell you. Okay? All right? Not telling you. You see what I play? I'm not telling you. Got anything else you want me to fuck up?
So this brings us to the end of our film. This is our last shoot today. And the last year has been crazy, ups and downs. We've met a lot of people along the way, been a lot of places, had some great experiences. But on the downside, I've had to deal with a divorce and living on food stamps, scraping by, trying to make a film with no budget.
And we've both been on medication throughout the past year with mental issues, anxiety. But the real cure has been, making this movie and in having something that takes up so much of your time and something we're so passionate about.
So we just wanted to say thank you to everyone in this film, the bands, the record store owners, everybody involved, people who helped us behind the scenes, family and friends. We couldn't have done this without you.
Condon.